and welcome to the Little Blessed Homeschool YouTube channel. My name is Jenna and I am a homeschool mom of two girls, Lily, who is 9 and going into the 4th grade, and Lucy, who just turned 4 and will be doing preschool this year. So in today's video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about planning for our homeschool and a little bit about our routine and some tips that I have to make it all go smoothly. So first of all, let's talk about how I schedule, how I plan. So if you've been watching any of my videos that I've posted in the past, you have seen or heard me say that we typically start our homeschool on the Tuesday after Labor Day and we end the Friday before Memorial Day. At least that's what we did last year. We've been homeschooling for, this will be going on into our 3rd year of homeschooling. So it really worked for us well last year. So the plan was to do that again this year. However, that plan has changed a little bit as of this morning. So you may also have heard me say that we belong to a homeschool co-op that meets on Thursdays. And the co-op starts on August 18th. And I've known that since last year. It's just, I was still thinking that we would still be able to start our official schooling and lessons on the Tuesday after Labor Day, which is September 6th. However, I started getting emails today about the classes that my oldest daughter is in. And I started realizing that for her writing class, she's going to have some extra writing that she'll need to do at home to prepare for the next class. And it got me thinking that if she's going to be doing school anyway, and we're going to count it because she's going to be doing school, we might as well just do a soft start. So I have decided that we will start school on August 18th. The kids will only do the co-op that day. Friday the 19th, no school. We'll just, and then starting on Monday, August 22nd, we are going to be doing her language arts lessons and one math lesson. And we'll do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, co-op on Thursday, and then no school on Friday until September 6th. And then September 6th, we are going to dive right into more schooling and do the rest of our subjects as well. So if you've seen my curriculum videos on what curriculum that we have chosen for this coming year, for my 4th grader, she will be doing language arts, but it's not an actual language arts curriculum. I mixed and matched and I pulled stuff. So she's going to be doing she's going to be learning cursive. She's going to be picking her own reading books and then doing a worksheet on what she read each day. She's going to be doing a writing journal. And then she's going to be doing writing class with her co-op. And then we're going to do the extra writing assignments during our language arts lessons during the week. And then she'll have grammar and spelling as well added into that. So that is all language arts. And then math, we went with one curriculum from The Good and the Beautiful. So we're going to be doing math 4. And then I'm also adding in some science, some history, a health unit, and then probably some creative arts units as well. And then throughout the year, we might do some typing. We might do some other stuff on the computer. I haven't quite decided, but those I usually add in as we go. But for sure, those other units are going to be done. So how we do our homeschool weeks is pretty simple. We try to get done by lunchtime, but that's on a typical day. Some days we don't start until after lunch because we don't get up and 8 a.m. start school. That is just something that the reason we homeschool is for more of a flexibility. And so I know that a lot of people just like to get up and get school done. And for the most part, so do I. But we don't do it every day. Some days we don't get up until 8 or 9 or something. And one thing that my girls and I like to do is when we do wake up in the morning, we sometimes like to lay in bed and talk about the week or talk about the days or kind of have how are you doing? How are you feeling? Let's just talk for a little bit. And sometimes we end up, the 3 of us end up talking for a while. And then we don't get downstairs for breakfast until 10. We don't finish breakfast until 11. And then we start our school day. And so the time of when we do school is usually different every single day. But our routine and how we do it is actually the same every day. So we have breakfast, we have what I like to call kind of like a morning meeting while we're eating breakfast, and we talk about what the plan is for the day or the week. We talk about that too if we have stuff coming up later on in the week. And then my oldest will go upstairs and she'll read for about 20 to 30 minutes in her book. And then while she's doing that, I am doing the preschool lessons or playing with my younger daughter who's in preschool. And then when we're done with the preschool, I get ready for the rest of language arts with my older daughter. And so she'll come downstairs and we will do all of language arts. And we do all of it. All of like the grammar, the spelling, the cursive writing, the writing lessons, usually all of that takes an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes, but it's a lot of language arts. So it's like, let's recap what you did in reading. Let's do this, let's do that. So it takes a little bit longer to do all of that. And then usually because that is so long, we usually take a 20 to 30 minute break. Now that also depends if it's still like 10 or 11 a.m. and we just ate breakfast, we'll probably only take a 20-minute break because we're not quite ready for lunch. But if we didn't really dive into school right away and it's now lunchtime and we're all hungry, then we'll actually do a lunch break, and we usually take maybe an hour for lunch. And then we do our math right away. And those lessons last year, because she was in 3rd grade, they took about 30 minutes. But 4th grade is a little bit more. She's going to be learning a lot more. So it's typically going to be about 45 minutes to an hour for that math lesson. My daughter's pretty good at math, so probably only 45 minutes. And then, excuse me. And then usually after the math lesson, she doesn't really have a break, but she does usually leave, because we do it in the kitchen. But she usually leaves for a second, or she'll go have a snack, or if it's lunchtime, we do lunch then. And so then we get ready for our extras. And our extras are usually science, history, or creative art, or painting, or something. And those I plan out on a week-by-week basis. So math and language arts are done every single day, except for our co-op day. We don't do a formal lesson, but I will still have my daughter read for 20 minutes. And then she does take writing, and then she does science as part of her co-op this year as well, and she'll do art. So we don't do any formal lessons on Thursdays when co-op is in session. When it's not in session, we do. And then Friday, we'll do math and language arts, and then we play catch up on anything else we hadn't done for the rest of the week. But one day we may do science on both Monday and Tuesday, or we may do Monday, Wednesday science, Tuesday, Friday history. It really all depends. And those subjects I just plan week by week, and as the week goes. They aren't typically done like every single week at the same time. And so typically, if it's a day that we're up and we're ready to go with school and we get school done, we're usually done by like 1 o'clock. On the days that we don't wake up until like 9 and we don't have breakfast until 10, and then we don't even start schoolwork until 11 or 12, we're not usually done till like 2 or 3. And so really, in a perfect world, I would like to get up at 7 a.m., get ready, and start our day. But if you've watched any of my other videos as well, you will know that I do run my own business out in my home. And during busy times, especially, fall, Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day are 2 of my super busy times. I sometimes work till 2 or 3 in the morning because I tend to work after my kids go to bed. So I'm not getting up at 7 a.m. I'm not getting up at 8 a.m. even. So on those days, typically we don't get to schoolwork until lunchtime, which is fine. We have to make work for our family what works best. So let's jump into what I was talking about planning. So I'm a huge planner. And at the start of every school year, I buy a planner and I plan everything out. So I'm going to show you an example of what I did last year. And this was just a planner. It's called the Homeschool Planner. I think I got it on Amazon, but I don't I didn't like it that much. I mean, you might like it. But anyway, so like the months were broken up like this. And this was January last year. And this was after our Christmas break. What we did for the month. So I kind of plan out a little bit like of our extra activities are in here as well. I don't plan out our lessons on this page. What I did last year is this one was broken up into days, and each day was a different block, and I would write in there like language arts lesson this, and then I had writing, handwriting, math, history, we did a space unit, and then typing. And then I would, once we got them done, I would check them off every single day. And I would sit down and plan these lessons out. Typically I did it on Sunday mornings or Sunday evening before the new week would start. But a lot of the times I did do it on Friday after we were done with schoolwork. I would actually sit down and do it real quick just because it helped me. It helped me figure out, like, maybe I needed to buy supplies or something. Like, there's a couple things, you know, that I had to do to buy, like, supplies. And if I had to do that, I like to know on Friday so I could do it over the weekend. Because if I did it on Sunday evening and I needed a supply for Monday, I would have to go to the store. And so it would kind of mess up how I did the week. But that was typically, you know, everything that I did. And so, like, here's another example of April when we took spring break. And then, you know, and then we had our other stuff in here as well. And then if we had a field trip, that was put in there as well. And so that's how I did it last year. I liked this planner just fine. Another thing that I did was when I took attendance, I actually used these little stars. And every day that we did school, I put a star. But then I decided that then I would have to keep this entire planner in case I got audited. And I didn't really want to do that. So I stopped using the little stars. So I liked this planner just fine, but I decided this year I was going to make my own. I am in no way, shape, or form a graphic designer or anything like that. But I kind of decided to play with it this year to see if maybe I could do it. And I designed a homeschool planner that works for me. And this may not work for everyone. I'm actually toying with the idea of making different versions of homeschool planners. As you know, I do run my own business out of my home, which is a candle business. I make all natural soy candles, wax melts, room sprays. I also make soap, lotion, salt scrubs for your hands, and lip balms. But I was kind of thinking that if I got into this digital thing, maybe I could add some of that as well. Don't know yet, haven't decided yet. We'll see how this first planner goes. So I kind of designed this myself, and now I saved it as an 8 by 8.5 by 11. Well, no, that's how I printed it. I saved the first PDF like that. This is considered an A4. This size is called A4. I learned that recently. And I did save this exact same planner in this as well, because you can actually buy planner binders that already have like the 3 hole punch and then another 3. So they have like a total of 6. You can actually buy binders. And I didn't know that. So I did save this planner as an A4 as well. But for my purposes, I liked the bigger sheets. So I did an 8.5 by 11. And then I just put it in one of these 3-ring binders, but like the flimsy ones, because I like that better than the hard ones. And so first page just kind of looks like this. But then I went on to my state's homeschool website, and they actually had a attendance record that you could print out for the year. And I just went ahead and printed a couple copies, and I only have to take attendance really on my oldest daughter. My youngest one, I won't start taking attendance until she's in the 1st grade. So I just print out one, but you can print out multiple sheets for each child, because each child will have to have their own in case you get audited, at least in the state of North Carolina. Another thing that I printed out was there's actually a lot of different pages that I don't personally use, but I decided that there are people out there that use them. So like one of them would be like important dates. So I made a page for important dates. And then I don't use this as often. I might use it every now and then, but I did make a page just in case, like if I do decide to share this planner as a digital copy with other people, that maybe other people would use this. And this is just a daily planner. And so in the daily planner, there's a lot of, like you can plan out by times. And then the other thing that I made as well that I use on a case-by-case basis. I don't really use this generally for every single lesson, but I did make a page to plan out a lesson if you have a special lesson that you want to plan out. And then I did do each month, and I did from August 2022 to July 2023. And then within those months, this is how I also printed out or made and printed a to-do list. And I figured I printed one out and put it under each month. So I don't have tabs, but what I did was, so this month is, let's see here, is September. And so I printed out September, the month, and then the next page is the to-do list. And then this page here is what I typically like, and it's the weekly schedule. And each day of the week has a different box, and you can write in each box what your plan is for that day. And you can do it as a number, you can do it however you want. I am toying with the idea of making another page where it actually breaks it down per day, per subject, but I haven't quite figured out how to make that page yet. So if I do, I'll let you know. But I basically just made the calendar all the way to July 2023. I mean, some people go through June and July for their homeschool, but I am toying with the idea of maybe making more calendars or maybe making this available as a digital download. I'm not sure yet. But that is typically how I plan out our homeschool. And I will say that the first year that we did homeschooling, I didn't plan. I just literally, we did this lesson yesterday, we'll do this one today. And it didn't, to be honest, it was very messy. It was a messy year because I didn't plan things out. The second year, I planned everything out like a month in advance. And that didn't quite work either. So I decided that halfway through that year that I was going to plan out just week by week because things change. And that's the nice thing about homeschool is to be so flexible is things do change. And so if things are changing, it's typically a little harder to make changes. If you're doing a whole month out, you got to make a lot of changes, and things change all the time, especially with our family, especially with our schedules. So doing it week by week helped tremendously. And I would say that, planning is a really helpful tool, and it's very helpful to know going into the week what the plan is for the week. And your kids will, my kids love hearing, well, what's our plan for the whole week? What's our plan for today? And I have it written out so I know what it is. And it just helps so tremendously. So my biggest tip in your homeschool is to be a planner. Find a homeschool planner. I do know that I made my own because I didn't like how the other homeschool planners were. I mean, you could make your own. You could go get a planner and figure it out. There are a lot of other homeschool planners out there. I know a lot of other homeschool moms sell them. So you could do that route as well. But I really feel like a planner is what really helps. So thank you for watching my video. Make sure that if you have any questions, you can comment below, Follow me, subscribe to my channel. If you'd like to see more on our homeschool and more of our family dynamic, you can follow me on Instagram. It's at Little Blessed Homeschool. Thank you for watching and have a great day.